Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Unrestricted Flavor. I'm your host, Mark Dirksing. Today, we are going to continue our Mexican lasagna, and in this stage, we are going to make our no FODMAP enchilada sauce. So, we cannot use tomato, onion, and garlic, so I've played around and figured out this recipe. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using some roasted red bell pepper strips from the jar. I love this brand. It's advertised as gluten-free, which is awesome. And then we have some other ingredients: cumin, paprika, oregano, salt, and pepper. We're going to be adding that to our blender and creating our enchilada sauce. I'm going to get the camera positioned overhead so you can see it better, and we'll get started. Welcome back. I've got the camera over the shredded chicken. I went ahead and shredded that. It is now sitting in our crock pot cooling. We'll add that to the lasagna later. But for now, we are going to work on our enchilada sauce. So here are our ingredients. I'm going to come around and start putting this together. All right, so the first thing we're going to use is our roasted red bell pepper strips. I like this brand because it does advertise as gluten-free. So a full jar doesn't quite fit. So we are going to add about 3/4 of the jar of the roasted red peppers into our blender cup. And then we're going to add pretty much all the juice. Let's see. All right, there we have it. We've got about 1/4 of it left in here, so 3/4 of a jar of the roasted red peppers. Then we're going to add our 1/2 cup of chives. Then we are going to add a tablespoon of cumin, a teaspoon of ground paprika, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of ground pepper, and half a teaspoon of oregano. Then we are going to put the lid on, hook it to our blender. I usually shake it up a little bit and then hit it again just to make sure it's all blended. All right, and there we have it. And then you may want to add a little water, depending on if you want it to be a little more fluid. This is a little bit thicker, but if you want it to pour over your lasagna, you can add a little water to it, blend it up again, or I mean, this works just fine too. All right, so I will be back with our next episode where we put together our Mexican lasagna. Thanks for joining me once again on Unrestricted Flavor. My name is Mark Dirksing. Let's start feeling better together.